Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Earthen's Den. And I gotta get on here really quick because I feel like somebody needs to hear this. Don't ever look at anybody's situation and compare it to yours. Let me tell you right now, everything that glitters is not gold. I can tell you this because I've been on the opposite end where people were looking at me, sending me hard eyes, thinking that my life is this and my life is that, and when it was nothing like I was posting online. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm fake. Now, hold up. Now, hold your breath on that. You know what I mean? But listen, I can assure you that when it comes to life, man, you never know what's going on behind closed doors. And I remember sitting in this space today with myself and I'm like, dude, like, you're blessed. Now, my life ain't perfect, but I'm blessed. You know what I mean? And when I say I'm blessed, I'm thankful to recognize what it is that I have and what's in front of me, because I spent a lot of my earlier years really chasing things. And when I say chasing things, I'm not talking about relationally, because I think that sometimes we think like, oh, you chasing the man, but when I say chasing things, I was really in a space in my life where I was always looking outside of myself. I didn't move on a lot of my gifts. I didn't move on a lot of my talents, my abilities, my skills. I didn't do a lot of things because I thought that I needed X, Y, and Z. I thought I needed to be here. I thought I needed to be there. And what I've learned, right, especially going to Baltimore by myself, I traveled by myself for my birthday. Man, I remember sitting up there and I'm like, everything that will ever be and will ever, like, nothing's going to move until I move. Because even there, like, I thought I was looking for something. And it's just me. Everything, I really believe that everything I have is inside of me. And I can tell you this too, like, even in regards to your relationships, like, it's so easy to look at somebody else and be like, dang, like, I wish that this was my relationship, or, oh, I wish that was my best friend. Like, let me just tell you, like, if you got somebody in your life who supports you, who loves you for you, you're already winning. You're at the top of the totem pole. I know in today's society, we value things. We value external things. We value the things that we can see. And I'm not saying, once again, to reiterate, there's no such thing as like perfection, right? And I don't think that when it comes to people's actions, the things they do, like you could sit here and praise somebody today and they may be gone tomorrow, right? I just want you to know, like, you can never control that. But thinking with that mindset is also like a losing mindset as well, because you're not going to show up because you're constantly thinking somebody's going to leave. But that's not what this podcast episode is about. This podcast episode is about ridding this thing of comparison. And I can't help but to share that, because I just feel like so many people are sitting on some really dope ideas and dope projects because you think you need to do X, Y, and Z. Let me tell you right now, log out of Instagram and start with what you have. Just do it. Like, just do it. And understand you can't do it all at once. You definitely can't do it all at once, but just start with where you are, and that's enough. And just know, like, if you got some real people in your life, I'm talking about people who have been there for you when times is hard, and you know what I mean? Like, no, people may not be the most beautiful or whatever the case may be, like whatever superficial standard or preference you're preferring, just really try to assess your life and understand what really matters. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, really get into like what really matters, because at the end of the day, I can assure you, people who are telling you these things about like these superficialities and all of this stuff that just really don't make no sense, like, it's gonna change and it's gonna fade. Everything external is not, it will perish. I can assure you it will perish. But it's like that spirit, you know what I mean? Good spirits, good energy, people who are real, people who are honest, people like the character of a person, the spirit of a person, like, do they got good energy? Like, those things really matter. Those things really matter. And I think now more than ever, like, just the purity in a person. Like, does this person have like ill intentions? You know what I mean? And so, look, I'm not a spiritual teacher, but I just got to say, like, stop comparing yourself to people, because you're literally giving yourself a disadvantage, and understand that anything you want to do, you can do. Like, quit looking left and right. What you have inside of you is dope and it's unique, and you should totally share that with the world. Stop looking over there and looking over there. Like, you're going to easily start to kind of feel like, man, this space is so crowded. Where am I going to fit? Or, oh, it's just not enough room. Like, just hone in on yourself. And I can tell you right now, like, in order to do that, you got to get out of everybody's business. Get out of everybody's business. And when I say everybody, I'm talking about people on Instagram. Stop following up with the shade room. And, one of the things that I've learned, especially in with COVID and everything, I swear to you, like, my starstruckdom. Okay, no, that's not a word. My ability or like my sense of like being starstruck is totally faded away. I really see people who are talented, who are creative. We are all human. Like literally, we all go through the same things. We all feel the same, and we're all connected by our pain. And, that's why I don't really believe in this whole new thing of like trauma bonds. Like I don't, like I have a lot of different opinions about a lot of different things. But listen, at the end of the day, everybody's the same. Like we're all the same in the end. So it's just like, you might as well live your life and stop focusing on the money aspect. Like I think if you focus on money, you really should assess why you do what you do. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I know that for myself, I was like working and I wasn't really focused on money. And that was, I had to come into the space where I was okay with receiving money for my art and for my services, but I still don't do it for money. Like, I like getting on here sharing these things because I just feel like you need to hear it. And I know somebody needs to hear it and nobody's told you. And I know where I'm located at and I don't feel like it's enough of this. Do you see what I'm saying? And I feel like what I have is something that a lot of people need. And I love to share that and I love to give it away, so that's why I do it. And there are many things I want to do branched out of this, right? To branch off of this particular project. But man, I'm just thankful to be able to show up and to have wisdom to be able to share it. You know what I mean? And to be able to help people and to know that people are actually listening to what it is that I'm saying, because man, I feel like deep down, I really am a teacher. I love teaching. I love sharing things and I love helping people become the best version of themselves. I love to see that. Like, I really do. I love to touch people. I love to inspire people. And I like to think that I've been doing that my whole life. I've always been speaking life into people my whole life, so I mean, I think it's just kind of like destined, we're riding this thing out and we're seeing where we're going. But nonetheless, I'm very proud of myself. And no, not every aspect in my life is in order. Like it's not all together, but at the end of the day, like I'm pretty solid. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty grounded, and God has blessed me so I can bless others, and he has carried me through. And I can honestly say I'm pretty proud of the person I am today, and I'm proud of where I'm at, especially when I take the dissatisfaction, right, of like striving for more, of course, because we're going to do that anyway. But, when I'm not looking at it like that, but more so viewing it in terms of like parallel. You know what I mean? Like, man, I'm very thankful that the choices that I've made have led me here. Do you see what I'm saying? And I'm thankful that I put in work in certain areas. So now I was able to receive certain things because I worked for those things. And like I said, I say it all the time, like my work is different. My sacrifices are different. They're not the same as your sacrifices, but you're not going to get anything without sacrifice, and I just think that a lot of people don't want to hear the truth about what it really takes. And so listen, I want to end with this. Be honest with yourself. My dad always told me, be honest with yourself, because the only person who's going to lose here is you, right? Yeah, that was my big guy. So it was real though. And he was always real about things. So you got to ask yourself, like, am I pursuing my dream? Am I pursuing my vision? Or am I just doing what somebody else told me that I should do? Am I just doing what I seen somebody else do because it looks cool? Now, I've had my fair share of dibbling and dabbling in different projects, but I've always been in my gift and I've always aimed to inspire. And it's typically been through writing and speaking. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to my creative projects, the things I work on at home, that's just for me. I love making my home beautiful. I love taking pieces of art or just blank canvases and turning into something, right? Whether it's a dresser, whether it's a bed, like you guys seen on my Instagram, I did my room reel where I did my rug, my book stand. Like those are things that I love, but I'm not a painter. Like I'm not going to go out and say, even though I think I could do it, that's just not, do you see what I'm saying? Like I don't have the same level of fulfillment within my spirit, knowing that I'm following my purpose and I'm impacting somebody's life, versus getting on this podcast and talking about things and writing my books and, making videos on Instagram. Like it's a different level of fulfillment, knowing that I touch people and that people are listening and I'm making a difference. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's important to really look at your life and assess that, because if I'm being honest, you may never feel that. If you don't ever get that sense of like fulfillment, then it's pointless at the end of the day. It's pointless, and you can definitely find it in different things. Like maybe this season it'll be this, who knows what next season it'll be. Maybe it'll be going off into this new journey and being this or playing that role or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's there are no limits to what you can do, and you're never in a box, but understand that it's the thing that you love that's true to you. Like it's your truth that's going to carry you through to open the next doors of your gifts and opportunities and things like that. Like it's not going to be anything other than that. And you have to be in a space where you're willing to be honest with yourself so that you can discover that and move forward. Otherwise, you're always going to be looking for the next best thing or frustrated, right? Frustration really looks like jealousy. It looks like anger. It looks like bad mouth with somebody, kicking somebody when they're down. It looks like, you know what I mean? Like, it looks like all of that. And like I said, at the end of the day, we're human. But I just think that overall, like, if you really want that sense of, like, peace and fulfillment within yourself, you got to stop looking left and right, man. Like, I talked to you guys about this. Stop comparing yourself because you just never know. Like, I can assure you, it's not always what it looks like. And even still, like, when it is good, that was work. Like there was some work that was put in. I'm not saying it was hard labor. I'm not saying it was anything like that. But what I am saying is that it was earned. I'm saying it was earned. And I'm saying that whoever is sitting in that position, they deserved it and they paid a price for it. And you may not be willing to go to that far. You may not be willing to pay that same price. You may not be willing to go to great lengths and heights to get that result. So you should stop envying people because you don't want to pay that price. You see what I'm saying? Like you're not willing to put in that level of work, that level of commitment, that level of sacrifice and dedication. So therefore, hey, got to stop. It's good to clap for people who are in those positions, but at the same time, you gotta know where you're at and engage it from there. Because everything you have is within yourself. Like I said, I remember, like I say this all the time, but you can put me anywhere, any state. Now, hopefully it got to be in America because unfortunately I'm not geographically, inclined. So, I'm not exactly, I think I would be fine, but the reference, just listen to the reference I'm about to make. You can put me anywhere in any state and I'll still come out. I'll be fine. I'll come out and I'll be fine. Even I think if I was like, if I was like in China, I don't know. I may be like a little overwhelmed for the first day, but I'll still probably figure it out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't say that with much confidence, but anywhere in the States, like I definitely would be fine. But no, seriously, I'm not, okay, I'm done. I'm just playing. Okay, but seriously, like anywhere in the world, you know what I mean? I'll be fine. And the reason being is because I'm resourceful and I've always been that way. I was like, what was I doing today? I was just watching myself. I needed to rinse my tomatoes. I was at lunch in the cafeteria. I needed to rinse my tomatoes. I didn't have anywhere to rinse these tomatoes. And I'm like, well, I really don't want to pour water in the bag. And then there's just like a mess because I have to carry this bag over there, right? And it's just a mess and it may have a hole in it. And it's got water for me rinsing these tomatoes. I had these little cherry tomatoes I needed to rinse. And so I'm like, okay, and I really would hate to take this water and pour these tomatoes on the floor. I looked at my salad. I said, there's no way I'm about to dump all that water in my salad just to rinse these tomatoes. So I just simply took my water bottle and put the tomatoes inside of the water. And then I ended up taking a jar that I had for some jalapenos, and I just ate all the jalapenos. And do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the points that I'm making? Be resourceful. Like, stop taking no's and stop taking can'ts and just take the cap off. Like, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? And is anything ever really a failure? I mean, you learn something. Like, you literally had to learn that. You know what I mean? It's not really a failure. Now you know moving forward, hey, I got to do this better. Hey, I got to treat this person better. Hey, I got to make sure I use this skill set when I'm in those type of situations because I know I had it, but I didn't think I had it and I didn't really maximize on it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, train your brain to see no limits because I don't take no for an answer. Now, I just don't. Because I don't feel like there's a reason. No, I can get a yes. I deserve a yes. You know what I mean? I just won't do it. I just won't do it because I know for a fact I can get a yes. So I've always kind of been that way. I don't like the word no. I think it's mean, because I know that my Heavenly Father wants to give me everything. God loves me. No, absolutely not. So don't take no for an answer. And that's real. Now, hey, we ain't gonna go crazy. We ain't gonna be crazy. We're gonna respect people's boundaries. We're not gonna be just out here wilding. Like, we're gonna respect the boundaries of others, but we're not gonna accept no. And I think the moment that you find your gift and discover your gifts and figure out what it is that you're put here on this earth to do, oh my gosh, like when you sit in that, like there's a different level of vibrance that I have making these podcasts. Like it's just a different level of confidence because I know that this is me. This is what I do. Oh, I can do this and I can do it very well. You see what I mean? Like this is what I do. You know what I mean? Like it's a different demeanor that you have, and that kind of trickles into your personality. That kind of trickles into what it is that you're about. And I've always been that way, man. You got to focus on your strengths. Like I talked to you guys about that in the subscription. If you are in the subscription service, y'all need to get over there. Like it's booming. You know what I mean? It's so good. Like I love that already for us. Like I love to just be able to connect with y'all, but yeah, man, my strengths, I always focused on my strengths and I always do. Like it's not that I'm not aware of my weaknesses, but of course I'm not going to lead with them. Why would I lead with my weaknesses? That's just self-defense. At that point, I've already lost. You know what I mean? And now it's funny because I'm in a position where I'm doing something I'm actually not good at. And for a moment, it was really playing on my psychological, just like, how I was viewing myself. Like it was really playing on my mind until I just realized like I had to kind of step back and assess like, okay, maybe I can just see this as a challenge, right? See, because I don't have no limits. I'm not like, okay, I'm not good at this, I need to quit. I'm like, all right, cool. I definitely suck at this, but maybe I'll get better, maybe not, I don't know. Right? So see it as no limit and really go out there and do it, man. Like you can do it. Like literally you can do it. Like I have overcame a lot, and it's because I just wouldn't give up on myself. I swear to God, like I literally heard Zig Ziglar say, hey, Ziglar, that's, if y'all know, y'all know. But Zig Ziglar, I heard him say, work harder on yourself than on a job, than on anything else. And I swear to God, I took that and I ran with it after college. I kid you not. And I've been doing it ever since, and it's been working out for me. So I'm definitely looking forward to reaping my fruit, and I'm looking forward to sowing more seeds, and I'm looking forward to helping y'all and inspiring people. So get yourselves right over to the subscription service. I'm going to leave the link in the bio because it's in every episode, because it's new and it's fun and it's dope and it's such a awesome community. If you want more of this and you need more of this, so it's like, yeah. So listen, comparison is dead, okay? End this year off strong. Focus on yourself. Gauge where you're at and figure out how to maneuver. And you can figure it out. Don't you love figuring things out? Like, when I figure something out, it's a different level of confidence for me. I'd be like, wow, I am so smart. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally how I feel when I figure something out. Like, literally. And I will work that thing until I figure it out, except for like strollers and things you got to put together, because that ain't my thing. Me and my sister, she just had my niece. You don't know because you probably don't know, but my sister had a baby, and I'm an auntie now. And so I literally was like, she wanted me to help her put this stroller up. It gave me so much anxiety. That's not my thing. But if I wanted to, I probably could. I just refuse to apply myself because that's not my thing. But I'm gonna be fine. I had some whole grain salsa chips, so I need some water. But listen, you got this, and I hope everybody had a great day.